Alright, just been a while since I made a video on this channel. I haven't really been keeping up with it. Don't really have any audience, so. But I guess I felt like making a quick video. Which is just that I've been thinking about another gun purchase, and one gun I really want. I have two main ones on my radar, single 6.22 revolver, single action revolver, and a 9mm carbine. Now, my thinking about the 9mm carbine and why I want it is that I don't know. I've recently, I got back into shooting after not being in it for a long time, and when I go to the range, I find that, like, I had a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, the reviews on this channel, and I ended up selling it. Why? Because it just wasn't that fun. I just go out there and shoot it and just kind of feel empty, you know. It's just because 22 is just like, it's too, I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I watch Yankee Marshall sometimes, although he's a goober and he annoys me a lot. I still, he has his good points too, I guess. And I watch him, and he was saying the same thing, that he doesn't like shooting 22 because it's too weak, or, it doesn't feel like a real gun, or it's just not fun for him. And that's the same reason I felt. It's great for plinking, and when I was a kid, used to go out in the woods, and that's great. But just as like a target gun, which is what I've been doing since I've been back into shooting, because I don't really have a place to walk around and shoot. Just for target shooting, 22 is like terribly boring to me. Maybe if I get the single action revolver, it'll be a lot more fun, just because revolvers are more fun, in my opinion. But like I said, like the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, I'd take it out, shoot it for a while, and it was just boring. It's like, okay, now what? So I haven't been back into shooting for that long. Excuse my coughing. But the most fun, I don't love target shooting at all. Like, it's fun, but I don't know. There is kind of this factor with guns, though I like them, of like, okay, what now? Okay, that was kind of fun. Okay, that's all they do, Someone said to me, I was talking about guns, and he was like, yeah, guns are alright, and then you realize you can't do anything with them. It's not like you can shoot somebody or something. I get what he was saying, as stupid as it was. That sounds dumb, but I get his point, like, okay, you can shoot a paper target, okay, you can maybe hunt if you're into that and have a place for it. I don't. Or, I don't know, I'm just not into that, I guess. It seems like such a rigmarole. You got to get a lease, you got to do all this stuff just to hunt anything, and, But, what was I? Oh, yeah, but anyway, so I get that feeling a lot with guns, and sometimes I even, quite frequently, really, I question, why am I buying these guns? This is a lot of expense. I've only got 5 right now. That's why I try to keep it to about 5, and I kind of almost have this policy of, like, if I buy a gun, I need to sell one of my other 5 to an extent, because, like, I just don't want to have, like, a lot of guns and, like, be like, why do I have all these guns? And it's a lot of money is the thing. Each of those guns is probably worth, in the neighborhood of $400 or $500. I don't want us to spend a lot of money on something I don't really care about, I guess. So, anyways. But I noticed that as I've shot more over the last couple of years, and I've really only been back into shooting for like those 2 years, and as I've taken a few trips to the target range over those couple of years, probably the one I realized, like, really the one I enjoy shooting is my AR-15. It's just cool, it's powerful, it's, even it gets boring, but it's the most fun out of any of the guns I own. I don't really love shooting the pistols that much. They're fun too. I definitely don't love shooting 22 rifle. I learned that from the Smith & Wesson. But the one that's the most fun is to take out to the range and shoot is the AR-15 by far. It's just fun, I guess, because it's the most powerful. And also, I have this like rubber target that I bought that's been a lot of fun, actually. At first I didn't like it, but the more I use it, the more I kind of like it. And you see them at Academy or wherever, but there's just these rubber, like, brightly colored geometric shape of some kind, made out of some kind of super hard plastic that you can shoot a million times and it doesn't, like, hurt it really. So you can just throw it on the ground and just plink it. And I like it because it doesn't require any setup, you don't have to go through all this setting up targets bullshit. It's not good for obviously sighting your gun in, but it's fun to just plink. And you can shoot at the base of it and try to kick it up in the air and stuff. I don't know, it's just simple, so it's fun. But so yeah, just shooting pistols isn't that fun. And there's only another thing is, like, I realized the only time I really love going to the range is when I got a new gun or a new scope or something. Like, what's with that? That means I don't really enjoy the shooting. I just enjoy, ooh, new toy. That's kind of depressing. Or like, I remember one guy, I saw this one gun video, and he was very true. He said, like, the way we do it in this hobby is like we lust after that gun we don't have so much. We lust after it. Then we get it, and it's like, okay, on to the next one. And that's kind of sad too. A lot of things in life are kind of that way, where the anticipation, it's a little depressing to think about, but the anticipation is greater than actually realizing what you're anticipating. Probably prime example would be Christmas when you're a kid. You look forward to it so much, and then the actual Christmas may not be that great, depending, or it's probably not going to live up to all your expectations at any rate. Anyways, but yeah, so long-winded. Usually I'm just way too long-winded in these videos, but the point is, I realized that the gun I enjoy shooting the most is my AR-15. Drawback to it, though, is that the ammo is really expensive, and I don't like to spend a lot of money on ammo either. And the ammo I get it from Academy. It's just basic target stuff. It's usually like $6.49 for a box of 20, $6.99, sometimes on sale for $5.99. So that's cheap. I don't know. It works out to about, like, let's say if it's $5.99, it's working out to like 30 cents a round. But you can't get it much cheaper than that, even if you buy huge bulks of like 1,000 on the internet, which I'm probably not gonna do anyway because it's $300 for 1,000 rounds. I mean, I might one day just to so that I don't have to buy ammo again for a long, long time. But yeah, when you can buy it at 20, 20 for not much more, to 30 to 35 cents a round, but you don't have to commit to such a large expenditure. You can buy them 20 at a time. It's much, I don't see the point of buying these big 1,000 bulk lots unless you just got a lot of money, so you don't mind. Which I don't have a lot of money. So, yeah, so the ammo is expensive. Like I say, if I go and I just buy 60 rounds, it's about $20 because let's assume it's about $7 a box of 20 at Academy. Like I said, like the normal price is probably $6.99. Sometimes they might be on sale for $6.49 or something like that. But let's say $7 for 20. So 3 boxes is over $20. That's 60 rounds. That's not that much. Now me, I can make 60 rounds last at the range. Shoot a couple here, a couple there. I try to, of course, because it's so expensive, I kind of limit my shooting. But $20 on ammo for one range trip. If you go to the range even once a week, it starts to add up quick. And I don't average once a week at all. I may go months without, especially in this cold weather right now. But yeah, it's expensive. It adds up so quick. The other day, I needed some stuff at Walmart, and I was figuring in my head it was going to cost about $100. And I was like, and I'll probably go to Academy and spend probably about $100 on ammo too, because I had some extra money. Thank the Lord for that. So I felt like, I can go spend $100 on ammo. It's not a big deal. Well, all the Walmart stuff only came out to like $44. It was significantly cheaper than I thought, and I was like, oh, cool. I went to Academy and got the ammo, and it was like $90. It was right where I thought. It was like $100. I mean, moral of that story is ammo is really expensive. There's no like cheaping on it, or like you're not gonna plan on spending $100 on ammo, then go to Academy, ooh, find some good sales or find stuff cheaper than you thought, and only spend $44. No, you're gonna spend the full amount. Ammo is really expensive. That's my point. Yeah, when I think about $100 on ammo, like nothing, and it's not even that many rounds. I think I bought a 100 box of 9mm for about $20, and I bought I think 6 boxes, as I remember, of 5.56 or 223 for the $7 each. So that's like 35. So 55 right there plus tax. And I think I bought like a holster for like $15, and I don't remember what else I bought to make it add up to like 90. But yeah, that's the point. Ammo is expensive. Oh, I bought a metal can for putting your ammo in, the Army square can looking things. Which has been kind of a mixed bag so far because the top just comes off it, which seems weird to me. But anyways, so the point is ammo is really expensive. And the point is that I like shooting my AR-15 rifle the most. So I'm thinking, like, you know what would be perfect for me? A 9mm carbine, because the ammo is way cheaper for 9mm. Short of 22 long rifle, it's the cheapest ammo I've seen, you know. It's really cheap. Like, where I would buy ammo at Walmart or Academy, you can get a box of 100 9mm for like $18.47 or something like that. At least at Walmart. At Academy, it's more like 20 probably. It depends, you know, on if they have it on sale, or 20 to 22, somewhere in there. Depends if they have it on sale. Walmart, last I looked anyway, you can always get it for like $18.47 or $18.90, something like that, for a box of. It'll be either the UMC Remington green and white box, as they say, or, you know, something like that. I don't even care what it is. At Academy, I think I always buy, I don't know, it's good. I don't buy steel ammo, by the way. Just to preface this discussion. I know some people do. I've covered that in another video. It's never something I'm going to do. So I don't buy steel ammo. But so, where was I at? It was about 9mm. Yeah, it's like 20. It's less than $20 for 100. So you're paying like $10 for 100. What is that? 10 cents a round? You know, you can't beat. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. $20 for 100. Is that right? 20 cents a round? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's nearly half the cost of 5.56 ammo, basically. Yeah, that's right. And like I said, short of 22, you know, 22 long rifle, it's almost plinking expense, you know. It's cheap. So I thought, well, what I need then is like a 9mm rifle, because it'll give me that extra kick of a centerfire cartridge, you know, not as powerful as a 5.56, but way more powerful than 22, that I find fun to shoot, you know. And it'll give me cheap ammo. And, you know, I hate coming out to the range and just thinking about the money I'm spending. And even if I only shoot like 40 rounds, that's like $15, you know. That's 2 boxes at $7 each plus tax, you know. You know, it's so expensive, the ammo. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, and of course I always am looking for an excuse to buy a new gun too, or an excuse to buy anything. Like, I buy tons of toys that I don't need. Like, I don't really need a tablet around my house, for example. But I bought an Amazon Fire HD10 recently anyway. You know, that kind of stuff. I'm always looking for excuses to buy something. So, my excuse for this is like, hey, I need a centerfire power rifle that I like to shoot with cheap ammo. That's the whole philosophy behind looking for a 9mm carbine. Oh yeah, and I have 9mm pistols. I have a Glock and everything, but they're just not really that fun to me. I don't know why. It's just not that fun to shoot a pistol to me compared to a rifle. Maybe it's because the rifle is just cooler and they take optics and all that stuff, and I don't know. Rifle is just more fun to shoot to me. So those are the reasons why I want a 9mm carbine. So I've been having this in the back of my head for, you know, probably a year, 6 months at least. Kind of thinking about it. Kind of when I get the money together, I'd like to. So here are my options, and I don't really love any of them, and that's what the point of this video is. It's already at the 13-minute mark. It's probably another 30-minute video, which I wanted to keep it short, but my videos never are. So there's like 4 main options that first of all, like 9mm carbines are supposed to be this like a booming, popular category, right? Well, where are they? I mean, there's almost none. And the Ruger PC carbine, this is new. You know, they just started. I understand they used to make this years ago. They stopped. 9mm carbines got hot again, supposedly. So they started remaking it just, I think, like a year ago, not long ago. So, but I'm saying, like, if 9mm carbines are supposed to be this hot item and stuff, where are they? There's almost none, you know. Now, to preface, I think if you want to go over 1,000, I believe there's something called an Evo or something like that. There's a real expensive one called the Evo or something, but it's like 1,000 or 1,100. I'm not going to that price range. I'm looking for something in the preferably like 400 range, but at most 500-600 probably, right? So, you know, your reasonable person price range. So there's really only like 4 options that I know of, and I know of them all. Besides, there's some AR variants. I think there's something called the FX9. I may have to look more into it, but first of all, I don't know about an AR 9mm because ARs are kind of heavy, and I just don't know. And plus, I think I looked into the FX9. I'm not even sure they make it anymore, but it's kind of expensive. Just basically, there's no like mainstream AR9 type of thing. I think Palmetto State Army may sell some kits, but it's like I think I read somewhere that like it's gonna be a real esoteric reference, but I was trying to figure out the reliability of Palmetto State Army ARs because that's the one I own. This was like before I bought it, I think. And there's this place called Battlefield Vegas. It's like this place in Vegas where I guess you can go and you can shoot all kinds of military equipment, AR-15s. You can shoot them full auto, I believe. You know, because they have all the permits and stuff. It's a carefully controlled thing, of course, but it's like tourists. You know, I believe they even have tanks and stuff like that. You know, the name kind of says it all, Battlefield Vegas, and it's this tourist thing. You know, and you go there, you pay your $100, whatever you pay, and you get to, you know, shoot a big, you know, you can probably shoot like a 50 cal machine gun for all I know. I don't know. You can shoot different, you know, you can shoot full auto, you know, M4s and things like that, full auto stuff. And, you know, on their range and stuff. You pay your money, you have your fun, you know. It's more for like normal people, not shooters, you know. But, so they have these, ARs and such that they run through huge round counts because obviously people are coming up there and shooting full auto all day. And, you know, they're just customer after customer, you know. So there was some thread somewhere when I was researching, Googling about the reliability of Palmetto State Army rifles, and there was some guy at Battlefield Vegas talking about them, and he was generally positive on the Palmetto State Armies, as I recall, saying they were good and reliable and stuff because they had bought some or something, you know. So that's, you know, remember this is like ultimate torture test, really. These guns are getting probably hundreds of thousands of rounds in their lifetime. But I remember this little comment he made about how the Palmetto State Army 9mm were apparently having much cheaper bolts and really weren't looking good and, you know, whatever. So that always stuck with me. Now I kind of don't want to buy a Palmetto State Army 9, even though I have no idea if that comment was true. There's been, you know, I don't even remember where that thread was anymore. You know what I mean? But that's been kind of scaring me off. But anyways. Even though I think that stuff's overrated because I don't put that many rounds through my guns anyway. So if like a gun won't last for 20,000 rounds, who cares, you know? To me, I'll probably only put 1,000 rounds a lifetime through it, to be honest, depending on how long I own it, you know? But anyways, all that is said, you know, so that's why I'm not into the whole short barrel AR pistol things. I don't know how that works or much about it. So that's why I'm just saying the AR9s I haven't really looked into, and I don't even, like I said, I don't know the point of an AR that's a 9 because it's just as heavy as an AR. You know, I don't know. I may look into that actually after this video because if I can find one cheap enough, it might be the way to go. But, so there's 4 carbines that I've looked at. Now, weirdly enough, the first one that I wanted was this thing called a Beretta CX4 Storm. The way it looks just grabbed me at first, and it's stupid, but looks really play a big factor in anything I buy in my life. I don't know why, whether it's a truck or what initially grabs me and makes me be like, I gotta have that. Just grabs something deep inside of me is how it looks. And at first, at least, the CX4 Storm really grabbed me. Probably because this picture looks really badass. But over time, I've kind of gotten less into it. Like now, I don't necessarily think it looks as cool. I think it looks still cooler than the PC9 and stuff by a long shot. I'm not like in love with it anymore. Actually, over time, I've started to think this high point 9mm actually looks the best, other than the cheap like screws in the handle and things. But I actually really like the way the the high point 9mm carbine looks. Strangely enough, you know, not the like rough build quality. I know that's kind of but if like this is in a high build quality, I like it. You know, it just looks nice to me. And I've kind of changed my opinion on it over time. And another one is the Keltec Sub 2000. This is a big one you see. So all of these have problems. This video is coming up on 20 minutes, so I'm gonna I try to hurry myself up a little because I at least like to limit my videos to 30 minutes for goodness sake. Here's all my problems with like these guns. The PC carbine. First of all, it's kind of expensive. It's like around 500 still. Buds has it for 470, which is probably where I'd buy it. Academy has it for like 520, I think, plus tax. Maybe even more. Maybe significantly more at Academy. Maybe like 550. So there's always the fun of like immediately going to Academy and getting your gun. But so if its price is anywhere close to similar, I'd rather buy retail so I can just go there and get it and not have to wait while it comes in the mail and all that business. But Academy's not even close. I think it's 520 at least at Academy. Then when you figure in taxes, which are like 8.25%, almost 10%, you know, you're adding another like $40 or something to it. So you're at like 560. Whereas if I buy from Buds, I pay 470 plus 20. My FFL dealer fee is 20, cheaper than most. So 490 versus 550. And I want to. The Academy one must be more expensive because the difference was like $80, not 60. $80 is definitely worth it to mail order it. But yeah, it's kind of high priced. Is the point? I have a feeling like eventually it would street for like 400, and that's reasonable. All right, right now it's kind of popular. It sells out a lot, so that's what's keeping the prices high. It's closer to $500 right now, and that's high. I mean, it's reasonable, but it's a little high. You know, I just feel like this is a $400 gun. That would at that price would be a great deal, but 500 is like a little on the high side to me for it. Main issue I have with it, with two things. I never liked the looks. It looks just like a normal rifle, you know, and I like the tactical looking stuff and everything. I don't like that it doesn't have any pistol grip. It looks like just a normal rifle. Like a normal boring hunting rifle, kinda. Now, you can tactical it up. Like I've seen if you put a 33 round nice long Glock mag in it, and you put a red dot on it, and this and that, it starts to look fairly tactical. It starts to look pretty cool. So that is a positive. Another big positive is takedown. So you could throw it under your truck seat. And I have the seat where it's like bucket seats, so it's like compartmentalized. It's not like one long underneath the seat. I guess every truck does. So, yeah, I do like the takedown aspect of it. I don't love how it looks at all. Like looking like a traditional rifle. I don't hate it. I'm starting to warm up to it a little more. The positives are going to be like the build quality. I've got a lot of Ruger guns. They're great. You know, the quality, all that stuff. But another big negative is the weight, and that's one of the biggest. And I know James Yeager had a video on it where he was saying like the weight for being a 9mm is really high. And I looked, it's 6.8 pounds. That's right where an AR-15 is. And my AR-15 is pretty heavy. You know, I have a 1:4 scope on it, which may be adding some weight and everything. But I picked it up just recently. It's pretty heavy, you know. So I'm like, you know, I'm with Jaeger. Like, it's a 9mm carbine. It's supposed to be light, you know. To me, that's the whole ethos of a 9mm carbine. It should be light and snappy and handy and all that business. And this one's over 6.5 pounds. That's probably one of the biggest drawbacks to me. So that's why I'm not in love with the PC carbine, although it's probably the front runner right now if I get one anytime soon. Next, the CX4 Storm. Problem with this is it seems really hard to get, and it's really expensive. The MSRP they have it listed on here is $699. It's above MSRP at some places. It's $700. That's first of all that's one of the big negatives is price. $700 is high. You know, I'm looking to spend more like $400 to $500. Yeah, and other negatives, like it just doesn't seem to be very common. Like I don't see it anywhere. Even online, it's just hard to find, you know. A lot of places will have it out of stock, you know. It just, I don't know, there's just not a lot of distribution for it. And that's kind of a red flag as far as reliability to me, because I like things that are like a million people have them, so you kind of know they're reliable, like a Glock or something. But I will say that I've heard plenty of anecdotal reports that the CX4 is real reliable, so I'm actually not really worried about that. But, you know, so positives are how it looks, everything. Like if this gun was $500 and easily available, you know, I'd probably snap it up. I would snap it up. I still like the way it looks, even though I've cooled on the looks a little bit. But so yeah, that's the main problem with it. Mostly price. Like I said, I can get it for $700. I think that's Bud's price on it. Actually, Bud's is $720 because they charge the fee for not using a credit card nonsense, or for using a credit card. So it's $720 at Bud's plus my FFL. $740 would be out the door on it. That's just too much, man. I'm not a rich man. The PC Carbine I could get for $490 out the door. That's a difference of $250. You know, you can buy an extra gun for that. Oh, another positive on the carbine is it takes Glock mags. I do have a Glock 19, and I have about 4 mags for it. 4 or 5 mags. I didn't even know I had that many. I must have got them when I bought it. Like a couple of them are 10 rounders, I think. So it must have been something with the 10 round ban, and I don't know. But I have like 4 or 5 mags for it. But I don't have any of the 33 rounder, which I researched. For carbine, you'd want the 33 rounder for fun. But 15 rounds is a lot too, even for my little Glock 19 mags. But the 33 round mags are like $40, $35-$40. It's pretty pricey on top of the price of the gun. But I saw there's some aftermarket ones, like the one I was looking at was by brand KCI, because it was highly rated. Whatever place I was looking at, it had like 50 reviews of it, and it was averaging like 4 3/4 stars out of 5. You know, people were really liking them. So I would probably go with something like that, because it was like $12. You know, and that's a lot more palatable to me. Now, the one downside of that is, to me, if you buy a $12 magazine, then every jam you get, you're going to wonder if it's the gun or the mag. So part of me is like, just spend the extra money on a real Glock mag so that you can eliminate that as a variable, you know, if you have any jams, which who knows if I even would. But anyways, I don't know, just some scatter shooting about the Glock mag aspect of this thing. So yeah, that's the problem with CX4 Storm. It's just not available much. I kind of don't like how the sights are high, because you're going to have to mount a red dot kind of high to go over them. I mean, it looks like in this setup it's no problem. He's not even using a riser, it doesn't look like, but still. Yeah, this doesn't look like a riser. Maybe it's kind of a natural riser, but. Next up is the high point. Now, problems with this are couple fold. I do like the way it looks. The way it looks is honestly grown on me, and it's like the coolest looking option to me almost, except I understand it looks cheaply constructed. That's not what I'm just talking about the lines, just the way it's built. You know, imagine this gun without all the cheap tacky, without all the screw holes and things, you know, and the kind of cheap looking grip. But it seems to be reliable for the most part, especially for the price. I mean, another good thing is my local academy has it all the time for $2.99. You know, that you can't beat that, and it's, you know, I can just go there and get it. You know, that's the same price as it is online generally. You don't see it much cheaper than that online, so I just go to academy and get some instant gratification, just grab it, you know. So everything, but there's a couple things holding me back from this one. One, it's a cheap high point. At the end of the day, people say it's reliable and everything, but like, part of me is like, spend the extra $200 on a real nice gun, like the PC Carbine or something, you know, that you can have for your whole life and everything. So there's that aspect. I really have a problem. It's the same thing, like I want to buy the Ruger Single 6, like I said. So I've looked at those Heritage Arms ones. I know Academy had one the other day when I was in there for $129. I was kind of tempted. Like, man, that's cheap. Now, Heritage Arms would be a great tackle box gun, I was thinking. Because people say tackle box gun now, like a cheap beater gun. And it's like there's almost no such thing anymore. Everything's so expensive. But you want to know what would be a perfect tackle box gun? Would be one of those Heritage Arms 22s. But anyways, about the high point. Yeah, I mean, I like it. There's two things, besides the fact that I've never invested in a cheap gun. And I kind of, now this one, I don't know, it strikes me as better than the Heritage Arms because it's supposedly reliable and everything. Which the Heritage Arms supposedly are too, but you know, this one is pretty tempting and I might get it. But there's a couple things that I really don't like about it besides the kind of cheap look of the grip and everything. One, I read a post from somebody once, and again, this is just like a stupid random post that stuck with me for no reason. I don't even know where I read it, but on some forum, somebody was like, yeah, I had one of those high points, and I liked it a lot. But then one day I had it sitting on my bed, and it accidentally rolled off my bed and fell on the floor, and the damn front sight just broke off like a piece of candy. He's like, it's made out of some kind of cheap pop metal, and it just broke. and that just stuck with me for some reason. You know, I don't know why, but it just made me think like, I don't want that gun. You know. But I don't know. You know, I'm sure some parts of it are pot metal. But second big negative is, and this is something I just learned, is apparently it's really hard to take down. Like, you know, you have to go through all this crap to take it apart to clean it, and that is a big negative. But honestly, out of all my guns since I've been back in shooting, I've probably got 1,000 rounds or less through all of them, and I haven't cleaned any of them, and I don't have malfunctions either. So, you know, you may gasp or whatever, but like I said, my round count is pretty low on most of them. Since I have 5, I'll usually, you know, if I go to the range, I may shoot like 20 rounds through my, or, you know, a couple mags, let's say 30 rounds through my Glock. It just depends on what I'm doing that day. What if I'm sighting something in or what. You know, I may shoot 20, 30 rounds through my car, 20, 30 rounds through my LCP. I don't like to put a lot of rounds through my LCP because it's not designed to be a range gun. It's designed to be a carry gun. You know, I may shoot through 40, 50, 60 through my AR. You know what I mean? Since I rotate like that kind of usually, and not even on purpose really, but, and you know, I may shoot 10, 15 through my little North American Arms 22 mag. So since I rotate like that, I don't shoot them, and I don't go that much, you know, especially like I said, during these kind of chilly months. I hate cold weather outside, like much more than most people do. So I'll probably, you know, most people probably wouldn't mind going to shoot when it's 40 or 50 degrees. I do. You know, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but something about me just likes warmth. So that's what I'm saying. I don't shoot that much either. So yeah, I mean, I'm almost like embarrassed to admit it, but I've never cleaned any of my guns that I own. Like I said, the one I've owned and shot the most probably is the Glock 19, and it functions flawlessly. You know, it doesn't look dirty really. It's not like there's a lot of buildup you can see on it or anything, so I'm not that worried about it. I definitely will. I mean, I actually want to clean something just to learn how, but I mean, I know how from online videos, or you know, I'll just watch online videos, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of funny. And like I said, a lot of guns I've sold, like, you know, I've only been back in shooting a couple years, and I've owned 2 ARs already, and I had the Ruger AR for a year or two, sold it, now I got the Palmetto State Armory thing. You see what I mean? So like, maybe I put 1,000 rounds through the Ruger, maybe I'm at 1,000 rounds through the Palmetto State, but probably not even that. But you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, I sold the Ruger before it needed cleaning in a way. Same thing with some other guns I have. So yeah, so those are the drawbacks of the 995. It's really hard to field strip. That I just don't know about spending money on a cheap gun rather than spending a little more on something decent. And the story about the sight breaking off bugs me. And then the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is another option. The ones going against this, it seems the street price is about maybe $420. I haven't really looked into it too much. I'm kind of leaning away from this guy. I like that it's small. I like that it folds up, but you're not getting great build quality. You know, you're it's kind of ugly. I liked it at first, but now I don't. It looks like a stick. It's hard to mount optics to. You know, you can easily mount an optic to it, but then you can't fold it. And you can get this stupid folding up thingy, but I think it's real expensive for one, defeating the point of the gun. And then you can get this thing like where your optic like folds to the side. I mean, it just, to me, it's just ruins the whole point of the thing. You know, now you got this thing dangling off that you spend a lot of money on that's like getting in the way all the time. And, you know, I'd either leave it open all the time and run a standard optic on that front rail, or I'd just run iron sights on it, one of the two. And you know, I do like a lot about it, but I don't know, you know, I'm not sure about it. I read another post recently about the guy said like the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is nice, but don't look too close or you'll see all the cheap parts in it. He's like it's got a plastic feed ramp and the bolt tube, I guess it's the part that you can actually deform by hand just by squeezing it. So that was interesting. Another thing is people say there's kind of a weak spot at this hinge and like the barrel can misalign or something and blow off. That sounds pretty freaking dangerous. Just stuff like that, you know, who knows, but Kel-Tec's not the best manufacturer. Oh, this seems kind of ghetto to me, like how this is what actually is going back and forth when it shoots, and it's like right close to your cheek and stuff. I don't know. It's just, I'm sure it's an okay gun, but I don't know. For portability, I'm not sure which is better, the folding thing or the breakdown thing. You know, they're kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other. I mean, it's easier to put this back together. This is lighter. That's a positive. This is very light, 4 1/4 pounds. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so yeah, I'm at 35 minutes. Good grief, I'm a joke. I wanted this to be a short video. So those are all the cons of all the guns. There's only 4 for one. You know, this one, too heavy. Don't love the looks of it. Price is a little high. These are the cons. This one, real expensive. There was one thing about reliability I heard that it has a weird like internal trigger safety that doesn't let you fire when it shoots up or something weird, but I'm not worried about that too much. But I did hear one negative on the reliability. But yeah, this one's too expensive and can't really find it anywhere, but it is lighter and small. I like it. This one, it's a cheap gun and it's kind of ugly in construction. I actually like how it looks. And apparently really hard to take down and stuff. And the story about the pot metal front sight. This one, like cheap, kind of ugly, kind of low quality, you know. Probably, so yeah, so those are the things for such a supposed quote-unquote hot area of guns that's hot selling. And, you know, how come there's no actual 9mm carbines, you know? Where are they? I wish somebody would come out one for like $400 to $500 that's, you know, real reliable, looks cool and all that. Anyways, that's this video.